Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show. In this episode, Brian McGill, a dedicated basketball trainer who's journeyed from playing professionally in Europe to becoming a strength and conditioning expert. Today, we're diving into the heart of the basketball world through his lens. Brian shares his experiences shaping athletes in the Bounce by Brian program, emphasizing personal growth, realistic expectations, and the importance of a positive atmosphere. Join us as we explore summer pickup games with some of Portland's best athletes, such as Monaco star Mike James and Boston Celtics Peyton Pritchard, who had an historic duel at the 2021 Portland Pro-Am. Whether you're a basketball enthusiast or an inspiring player or simply someone passionate about personal growth and determination, you want to stay tuned. Thorn City Podcast, guy. Let's go. All right, yes, sir. We back at it again. Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections through interviews and discussions. This episode is brought to you by GMP Podcast Group. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. Make sure you visit thorncitysyndicate.com. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. Be the first to know about new releases, bonus episodes, and exciting updates. Today, I got a special guest in the spotlight, Brian McGill. How we doing?
I'm doing amazing. I appreciate you having me. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming, man. So today we're going to get into
Absolutely
a little bit of Brian's journey to becoming a basketball trainer. We're going to talk about Bounce by Brian. We'll get into some of his clients and some of his training techniques. So, Brian, where
Absolutely
you from around here?
Man, so I grew up in Beaverton behind Southridge High School. Then in 8th grade, I moved across to another suburb, Clackamas, just right outside of Portland. I graduated from Clackamas High School in 2011, played high school basketball in Oregon. And so I didn't grow up in Portland specifically, but I kind of grew up in the metro area. And obviously, if you play basketball in the Portland metro area, especially when you get kind of good, you're going to have a pretty big network in the Portland basketball community. From there, I went to the University of Alaska Anchorage, which is a Division II school in Lachinac. A lot of West Coast teams, like a lot of the Pacific Northwest guys that don't play Division I end up in that league. From there, I played professional basketball for 1 year. I played in Europe as a professional. Some guys in Europe making millions of dollars a season. I was making about $600 a month. So I was making a little bit less than full time at like Taco Bell, McDonald's, something like that. So just a regular job. I don't like to pretend that I was doing something I'm not, but technically I was a pro hooper.
Yeah.
From there, took a couple of years. I knew my heart really wasn't in it. Like you got to be really selfish, man, to play the game or compete or really do anything at the highest of levels as far as your time, what you're doing as far as your daily routine, everything else like that. And I just, with being honest with myself and saying, man, I'm not really in this anymore. I don't want to spend my 20s in Europe for not that much money that's guaranteed. And then took a couple of years, worked in the corporate world kind of for a second. Then in 2018, I got really back into the strength conditioning stuff. Obviously, I love basketball, and this whole journey started for me as just being a little white kid that's pretty skilled, had a little bit of a handle, but might have been a little chubby, not a little bit slow-footed. And I really felt like at that point, specifically, some of the things physically were holding me back. So I was my own science project. Bouncing around in the store, but I had a mentor named Henry Barrera, who's now the strength and conditioning coach for the Alabama men's basketball team. He's on staff there doing big things in Alabama this year. So I grew up working out with him all the time. He kind of saw a hungry kid that really wanted it. Anytime he hit me about some workouts, I would show up 20 minutes early. And then I majored also when I went to school in exercise science because I knew that was going to be my passion. Back then, I wanted to be a physical therapist. And then finally, 2018-19, got back into it a little bit more full-time. 2019-20, I coached at Clackamas High School and became the strength coach for the team that I was coaching there, the varsity program. And then once COVID hit, definitely broke a couple COVID guidelines, but just to be honest, when that happened, I was just young, green in my career. Everyone in the world got sent home, including everyone obviously from Portland. And so we had a gym at that time, just right there in Clackamas. We had guys from Northeast Portland driving out there. We had guys from Vancouver, Washington, from Salem, Oregon coming the opposite direction. And it was just a really unbelievable environment, atmosphere. And then really since COVID in 2020, it's just been full send since then, and the ball's really been rolling as far as the private sector in my career, specifically with basketball performance training.
Nice. Yeah. So I talked about a little bit on my show, but probably not a lot of people know that I've been refereeing basketball for. I've been doing the high school basketball for the last 14 years.
They don't know.
They don't know. I've talked about it sparingly a little bit here and there, but not much. But me and Brian, we met up again this summer at the Portland Pro-Am, and that's fun times. Brian,
absolutely,
he coaches for Team Pritchard.
Yeah, we got to tell the people about this in a second.
Yeah, no, tell me a little bit about your experience at the Portland Pro-Am.
So I saw the podcast first of all, and I was like, man, there's zero chance I'm not doing this podcast because this is my boy. I appreciate you so much, and for the people that don't know that you ref, you do a hell of a job. I think you put your ego to the side, which for some people they view that a little bit demeaning or almost like you're emasculating yourself in a certain sense. But you like to be able to take the
abuse,
the verbal carnage that is going on in those games is absolutely unbelievable. And those are the two things, man, like I really wanted to come on and just give you a thank you for doing that, first of all. Give you a thank you for dealing with me. Because with that team in particular, like, you know the vibes, man. I'm not really there to coach. Like, I'm not drawing up plays. I'm not getting on guys' asses. Like, that's kind of how I feel about it, too. Like, you're playing real basketball. You're away from your family 10 months. When you show up to this Pro-Am, I'm not going to coach effort from you. Like, you're a pro. You're here to have fun, compete. It is what it is. I'll give you a little push and insistence, but man, what else do I have left to do is basically celebrate, have fun, and then just complain to the rest 24/7. So I appreciate you for that, man. In all sincerity, I'll take this back next time I see you on a basketball court, but I think you guys did an unbelievable job. I think you do an unbelievable job managing the personalities. I think especially for the Pro-Ams, if you don't ref them the right way and you don't kind of understand and appreciate who the guys are in the game, it can turn into not the best. Or it doesn't create the best product, both for the players and for people watching. So I just wanted to, I appreciate you doing that. I love you. I support you. I apologize for everything I said. Like I tell you, I calmed down at halftime, come dap you guys up real quick. Yo, I apologize in the chill. And after the game, I apologize. I thought I was going to have it in that second half there, but I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I love the basketball.
Absolutely.
That stuff it's part of the game, and that's something I learned as an official, man. You can't take any of that stuff personal.
You came in at.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to be honest. I reffed third grade basketball when I was in high school, third and fourth grade, like mini hoopers or something like that, they call it, man. And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to complain to a ref. I was still playing at this. I'm never complaining again. Couldn't do it. Thought I got fouled. The next game I played it, and I was.
Yeah.
But, man, I retired from refereeing because I personally cannot handle the smoke or the pressure with the third and fourth graders and their parents. So, hey, how the hell am I going to sit here and say that? Damn worried about it anymore.
Yeah, that third and fourth grade level, that's probably some of the toughest, is because they don't know what they're doing. You want to teach them at the same time, and then you got these crazy parents on the sideline who really think their kids is in the NBA already. And so
100%, man.
Yeah, it's tough. But you definitely got to have thick skin to be a referee, especially to officiate at a high level. I've managed to make it to a high level on the high school platform at least. And people ask me if I'm going to do college. I think I'm going to stick with high school because it's a long journey on the road to college, and I'd rather be at the top of the food chain in high school instead of the bottom of the food chain in college trying to work my way up.
No, 100%.
But yeah, man, all that stuff on the game. I love it. I go home, I get done reffing the game, and I'll go home and watch a game, and I'm yelling at the refs on TV. I was just getting yelled at.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear.
That's good stuff, man. So tell me what inspired you to create the Bounce by Brian program, and what sets it up training programs?
Absolutely. So really the name for my business, or for me as a trainer, the social media handles, website, merch, all that, I was training some kids that I coached at Clackamas High School at the time. They could maybe barely dunk, putting in the ring grazers, and then a lot of things went into it. Like, we're lifting weights, we're getting better. I'm a great trainer, so I'm helping them jump higher. At the same time, they're going through puberty, so they're getting stronger and more. A lot of this stuff is going to happen itself, and that's my vibe with the training too. Like, I'm very realistic or humble, I guess you could say, about the impact that I have on people and on their careers. I actually probably think I have more impact on the individual just as a person that I do specifically on their ability to like move differently in a basketball court, which is something I take a lot of pride in. But no, absolutely. And then they started dunking, was just having little dunk sessions, and they started saying bounce by Brian because in their mind they had bounce and it was from Brian or by Brian. Whole lot of love.
Nice.
Kick them $20 each. I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna need this name. Once we hit 7 figures, I'm gonna make sure you get a little piece and then be taken care of. But until then, I appreciate it. So I gotta give them a shout out. Shout out to JD and Damon, 2 high school kids I used to coach. It was real, just kind of sticky to the tongue with the alliteration of the BBB. From there, another guy I gotta give a shout out to, Alex Hartman. He went to Concordia. He's actually a Portland guy. Central Catholic in Concordia. You would recognize him if you saw Hartman.
Okay.
But he's done a lot of unbelievable things. He had a creative branding agency, and he's done a lot of stuff with like he designed the Adidas Black History Month stuff. He just got a job with the ABC Studios. He's done stuff for Dame, like with some of Dame's Adidas stuff, and some of his little stunts, like with the WWE bicycle and the tunnel through Moda Center.
Nice.
And then he designed a logo, which is on my social media and stuff like that. They did really well, made some merch that kind of just got the word out. And I think just the stickiness of the name is really kind of what set it apart. And the fact that all hoopers want to have bounce, obviously. And as far as what sets it apart, I think a lot of the things, I've been relentlessly kind of working on my body and athleticism since I was in 8th grade, alongside, coincidentally, some people who ended up becoming some of the best coaches and trainers in the world, in my opinion, at least for the sport of basketball. When I got to college, same thing up in my own science experiment. I was in the weight room all the time with my strength coach back then, just talking shop, trying new things, studied it. In undergrad, I've taken a couple graduate. I'm in the middle of a master's course right now in exercise science as well. Most of that's just to open doors as far as jobs go one day, probably, hopefully in the league. And then, yeah, that would probably be the thing that sets it apart, is just the amount of work and effort I put in to attain that knowledge, and then the unique lens that I can use to apply it to the game as a former player and someone that's walked that walk. And then also just kind of the effort and thought that I put into each client and each person that I train with. Especially when you get to something like when you're a younger athlete or a less trained athlete as far as experience, it's pretty easy to make guys stronger and more athletic and do a lot of good things in the weight room. When they get to a higher level where they've kind of maxed out their body, or if they've done a lot of these workouts for years and years and their goals have changed, or they're at the point their career changes, what they need in the weight room becomes completely different. Like, for example, a high school kid shouting bounce by Brian is going to be doing a lot of plyometrics, a lot of jumping drills, stuff like that. But Mike James, who we both know obviously from Portland and playing in that pro-am, probably complains more than I do.
Yeah.
That's a guy that probably doesn't want to do a whole bunch of jumping stuff when he shows up after an 8-month season, just fresh off of playing at his house. A lot of that stuff's going to be way more low impact. It's going to be kind of tailored to his mobility limitations and some of the stuff he just needs with his body, etc. So the real answer is just that it's never ending, and that's what sets it apart. We don't just package something and like, hey, this is the best, come grab this. It's tailored to you, and it's constantly growing and evolving.
Nice. So you have any advice for any aspiring basketball players looking to improve their performance, take their game to the next level?
Man, 100%. Yeah, I would start by controlling the stuff you can control. Man, try to cut out sugar. If that's not realistic for you, try to cut out drinking sugar. If you have been like 3 sodas a day and 4 bags of candy, that doesn't mean you get 7 bags of candy because you took out the soda. Just start with the little things, what you put into your body, how you take care of your body. Sleep is by far the best performance enhancer that exists in the world, better than any drug you can buy. There's direct correlation between athletes. The more you sleep, the less statistically those athletes get injured. It also helps with your hormones for stuff like testosterone, which can help your ligaments, muscles, joints. A ton of systems in the body can make you more athletic. And then from there, man, I would just, if you want to get more athletic for basketball, probably get stronger. It's a pretty easy one for a lot of people. I would include some form of jump training or sprint training. So making sure you're hopping and jumping as high as you can all the time. Not literally all the time, but a few times a week. Then I think the biggest thing that's missed is if you wanted to translate to your game, you have to put that into your work on the court. So if we're working on your first step and you're not in the gym going off like a hezzy, trying to explode out and be as aggressive as you can and powerful as you can and change the way that your body moves on the court as far as your attention to it while you're working on it, it's probably not going to transfer. It's all the time in basketball. Guys talk about wanting to play low or being the lowest man wins. A lot of my pros and stuff like that want to work on their mobility so they can play lower to the ground. But I think the missing thing with that is you really have to go put it into your game on the court. If you don't practice the way you want to play, you're not going to be able to play that way, even when your physical ability to do that changes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. So we're going to take a break here. We get a message from one of my sponsors, GMP Podcast Groups, the podcast production company, the beautiful studio I'm in. When we come back, we'll discuss how you first connected with Peyton Pritchard.
Sounds good.
Discover GMP Podcast Group Studios, located at 2406 East Burnside Street in Portland, Oregon, offering a range of podcasting packages to suit your needs, starting at just $49 per hour for your basic setup, featuring a Rodecaster Pro audio console and SM7B microphones, as well as options complete with camera operator and audio engineer expertise. Elevate your podcasting with multi-camera recording, plus we capture behind-the-scenes shots within the studio. Visit us at www.gmpodcastgroup.com and let GMP Podcast Studios be where your podcasting journey begins.
Cause this syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby, you just might miss history in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome backwards for sure.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah, that was fire.
All right on, man. Welcome back to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast guy. I got my guy Brian in the building. So yeah, Brian, that's a little tune from an artist I managed, my best friend, Third Twin. It's an unreleased project we got coming up. It's kind of how
okay.
It's kind of what led me into the podcasting world. I was managing my friend, his rap. He rapped growing up, and he stopped rapping, and I went on to rap again. So I paid for it.
Yeah.
He was struggling with substance abuse, and so I started doing the music to help him give him something else to live for besides all the drugs and alcohol he was doing. And so, man,
that's real.
Yeah, he's 6 years clean now. We put out an EP project. I got the full length I'm saving because I got a documentary I'm working on from the journey. When I started, I was documenting everything, and then I met my business partner who's back there in the control room. We did that video for him, and we put it into some festivals, and we won a few awards. And when COVID hit, my buddy called me and said, man, let's get into this podcasting, man. And so we've been here over on Burnside, 2406 East Burnside, for about almost 3.5 years now. And after so long of helping other people start podcasts, I figured it was my time to come from behind the scenes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And so I started the Spotlight Show, man. And so it's really advertising and marketing platform, man, to reach out and network with people and build strategic alliances, and see how we can all help each other, man.
I love it. And then just to your point, speaking about your friend, I think that's what a lot of people see my job and just think it's cool that I get to kick it in a workout setting with NBA players and do stuff like that. But just the relationships that you build with the guys you're with, because I worked, especially in the past, with a lot more younger guys, and not everyone has it figured out and is a millionaire. And just stuff like that, giving opportunities to provide a platform to help your friend get clean from something or to change their life or take a different direction. That is what makes me love this job so much, and that's why I gravitated towards it. That's why I just relate to that a ton. I appreciate who you are and how you move with that, because that's just to understand why I love my job and why I'm so happy all the time. And that's the shit that it's about to me.
That's what it's about, man.
Creating change.
Yep, that was it, man. So it worked out, man. I'm proud of my guy, man. He did a full 360, man. He's doing great.
Hell yeah.
Community now. He done bought him a house. He's engaged to be married. He got his license back, man. He really got his life back.
Shit, he's ahead of me. I'm still getting ready to propose, and I don't even know about it.
So yeah, man, how'd you first connect with Peyton? Let me share a little story of when I first seen Peyton. I first seen Peyton Team Fast. He was in the 6th grade, and he was on the 8th grade team. And I was reffing this game, and they were down. I don't know how much they were down, but they were down pretty big. And then this little kid, he just started going to work, man. I said, who is this kid, man? They said, that's Peyton Pritchard. And he's only in 6th grade. I said, what? And he came back, and they won that game, man. And so I was telling people ever since then, man, to watch this kid, Peyton Pritchard, man, in the 6th grade. He's going to be nice. And so he made me look like a prophet.
Yes. No, that sounds about right, man. Like, everyone that saw him play at a young age, I think, kind of like saw the signs. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a hater if you didn't predict he was going to go to the league at that point. But you were like, oh, like, that's with what ended up happening. I could have saw that coming. But no, I met him actually around the same age. I think I'm 5 years older than he. So he would have been in 7th grade. I'm like a junior in high school, and I'm going with my mentor at the time I referenced at the beginning, Henry Guerrera. He was a trainer at Nike. He's at the University of Alabama now. And he was also an assistant coach at Westland High School during Peyton's 4 years there. And I went to his clinic, just a skills clinic out in Westland, and he was running it with Terry Pritchard, who's Peyton's pops. And I remember seeing the same things, just like this little tiny skinny, so 5'2", 6th grade white kid, just with the best handle in the gym. Maybe not best moves in the gym as far as getting past somebody, but ball control, stupid. Fast forward, I just kind of knew him a little bit just through basketball stuff. Obviously, when I thought he was going to make it, he was probably 8th grade going into 9th grade. We were at a camp called Cascade Sports Camp out as junior counselors. They let him be a junior counselor before he was even in high school at this camp. And we would play pickup with the staff every night before we went to bed. And there was another guy that went to Weston High School named Jeff Bush. I'm like, man, how good do you think Peyton's actually, because he's out here killing college kids and grown men going into high school. How good do you think he's actually going to be, man? And his dad, Terry, for some people that don't know, is he's like 6'4", 6'5", like used to be thick, tight end at Oklahoma when Oklahoma was Oklahoma. And Jeff's like, man, I think he's going to be like 6'4", 6'5", and built. Like, I think his ceiling's Jason Kidd. And obviously Jason Kidd is Jay Kidd, but he really believes it at the time. And I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I respect your opinion, JB. I'm going to keep my eye out. They win 4 straight state championships. I'm seeing him like in the summers here and there, just playing pickup. He would always try to organize good pickup games. And he was home in the summer from Oregon, so I would go play with him sometimes at those. And then when I started doing my training stuff is right when he got to the league. And I think he saw a lot of the way that I kind of moved work-wise, the way that I went about the training, the way that I kind of valued and fostered relationships and went above and beyond for people, not to put myself up there too much. But and I think he was just kind of attracted to that. And we started training in, would have been the fall of 2020. So right like at the end of COVID. And then it's just been kind of full since. And I think the thing that Peyton's probably most known for, at least in the Portland metro area, is kind of just his maniacal work ethic. And like as a performance coach, there's nothing more. There's no better client that you want to work with. Like, yeah, this kid's gonna work as hard as he possibly can all the time. You're not gonna have to worry about anything else. And that's the difference with him, is the intensity of the work all the time. Not just the amount of hours he's putting in, but when he's doing something, it's 100% intensity, as correct as he can possibly do it. Let me collect my thoughts because there's a lot there. And then just as far as a trainer, like the idea is how much can we get out of our own individual potential? Like we all have gifts from God that are unique and different to each one of us. What's the most we can get out of this for basketball? If you look at what he has from God, a lot of powerful stuff, but physically it's not the same as a lot of other guys he's competing with right now. So what more fun of a project could you have than how can we make this little same guy from Fast an NBA player and be as physically composed as possible out there? It's just one of the most fun projects I've ever had in my life. This past spring, he hired me full time for the summer to come and train with him. So I was on the court for all his on-court workouts. I'm not putting him through those. I'm helping out, but not as like, I'm not the head honcho in charge there. And then we're obviously in the weight room all the time, but it's been an awesome journey for sure with him. Just signed a 4-year, $30 million extension with the Boston Celtics. He's been averaging, I think, like 24, 25 points a game in preseason. The roster's reconstructed in Boston this year, so he's gonna ideally have an opportunity to play. And then with the NBA guys too, like a lot of times if you're getting paid a little bit more by that team, they have a little bit more incentive to play you, believe it or not. Like the politics continue to get trickier and trickier the more money's involved, contrary to what people believe. So
Yeah.
hopefully he's going to have an opportunity to get a lot of minutes. I think he will this season, and I'm very confident that he's going to surprise a lot of people, man. I think one of the unique things about him is one more story, and I'll shut up. But he asked me in the car this past summer. He's like, "Man, like, when did you know you were done hooping, or like, when did you know you was time to hang it up?" And I'm like, "Shit." Like, telling him about my experience with that and just kind of how it slowly happened. I realized like I'm not in love with it anymore. And he's like, "Man, like, I never really had," and I articulated that I was like, "I'm probably not going to make millions. Like, I'm probably not a EuroLeague guy, probably not a Euro Cup guy. Maybe at the very end, if everything goes right for me in my career, but otherwise, I'm not making that much money. So if I'm not going to be at the top, I'm going to move on to something I can put my entire self into." He's like, "Man, I never really felt that. Like, I never really thought about that." And he's just kind of how he was raised. And his pops never put like a cap on his potential. It was never like, "Oh, like, I wonder if he can get you that." There's never any ceiling for him that he's acknowledged mentally. So in his mind, he's not out here trying to get him in and sort of be a 10-year NBA veteran. Like, he's trying to be as good as he can be, and he's not going to be surprised if he's an all-star one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, there will be zero surprise in his mind if that happens. And just the mentality, the personality, and the way that he goes about his work and approaches the game is just so unique and special that it's fun to be a part of it, small part of it, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised either, man. I can't wait till he gets his shot to actually get the ball and to run a team full time, because he can do it, man, and he can do it at the highest level.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited. And you got to go check out their preseason highlights, bro. He's been cooking in preseason so far.
Has he? Nice.
Cooking. Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Nice. Cool, man. We're going to take one more break. We got a message from Thorn City Syndicate, the management team. And when we come back, we'll discuss some of your other clients, and then we'll wrap it up. Introducing Thorn City Syndicate Management, your solution for brand management, social media promotions, digital content distribution, and podcast production. From shaping engaging content that resonates with your audience to amplifying your brand's reach through podcasting, we're your partners in driving success. We offer free strategy sessions and leverage our recording studio and personalized strategies to establish an online presence. Your brand's journey to the top starts with Thorn City Syndicate Management, where innovation meets results. Contact us now at www.thorncitysyndicate.com to embark on the future path of transforming your brand's future.
This syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby, you just might miss history in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome back words for sure.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Welcome back. We still in the spotlight with my guy Brian. So tell me about some of the other clients you're working with.
Once I got hired full time with Peyton this past summer, I was on the road a lot more than I wanted to be. Not wanted to be, that's the incorrect terminology, but I wasn't with as many of the guys in Portland as I wanted to be that summer, but we did get to still train quite a bit with those guys. And as far as people I've worked with from Portland, my first ever professional client, so I'm the same year as Andrew Andrews, who went to Benson High School and the University of Washington. He's played in the Portland Prime, obviously. He's been in the EuroLeague before. He's the closest thing to an NBA player that's not in the NBA right now.
Man, I don't know why.
Man, I was at the preseason game the other night. They're playing the New York Knicks. They got a guy named Ryan Arcidiacono. No hate, but he went to Villanova. They put him in the game, and I'm just like looking at him like, man, I shouldn't have stopped playing basketball. I might be out there right now too. And then I'm like, look at P, like, is he really better than Andrew? Like, no, sheesh. But yeah,
he's tough.
Cosign.
Andrew Andrews is probably
my God,
guys officiating the pro-am.
He's so goddamn strong.
He's strong.
He's so goddamn strong, and that has nothing to do with me. With Drew, he's had some different things going on with his body over his career that we're trying to just sort out, but more as far as his ability to move differently. I'm not taking credit for his strength because that boy is a grown man out there. So he was my first ever professional client, and started training. About 2 days into it, he's like, "Hey, Mike James is going to be joining us in the morning if you don't mind."
Right.
Like, man, of course not. Of course not. Then Mike came in. I got to start working with him. Cameron Chapman that plays in that program as well too. His brother Khalil, and then I think once I kind of gained a little bit of trust from me and Drew, and then Mike and Cam Chapman, one of the first ones. Just the Northeast basketball community kind of opened their arms to me to a certain extent, which I'm unbelievably thankful for and extremely appreciative and value every day. Tyrone White plays in the program. That's another guy that's been training with me for a long time. And yeah, so we started kind of having a lot of those guys because the gym's all the way out in Clackamas, so it's about a 25-minute drive for a lot of those guys. They started training in one big group. Sometimes it'd just be like Drew and Mike, sometimes just Drew, or sometimes it could be like Aaron Deloney, who goes to Vermont now, Cam, Marcus Sahonis, Khalil, Andrew, all those guys. And it just became a really good environment, I think, for me and for them as well, too. Then a couple years later, Mike purchased a house out in Vancouver, built his home gym and his little pool house out there. And I got the opportunity to go work with those guys and train out at Mike's house in that gym, which is unbelievable. Really awesome space, and the vibes are immaculate. So as far as the Portland guys, I think I don't want to start trying to name everyone because I'm gonna forget someone, and if they watch this, they're gonna be sick. But I've got the opportunity to work with a lot of those people that you've repped in the pro-am, and I get to coach against in the pro-am. I've had the opportunity to work with football players, Nasir Little of the Blazers as well too. He's in Phoenix. I'm really excited about that opportunity for him.
Gonna be tough.
And kind of just guys here and there. But at this point, the main ones I'm with are really those Northeast Portland guys, and then Mike James, Andrew, and them, and then Hayden as well too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I got my business to the point as far as just ancillary revenue streams, making money in different ways, stuff with online training, that I've kind of scaled back the amount of guys that I work with in person. But for me, that's just been unbelievable because you get to spend more time with them. You get to spend more time thinking about them. If they ask me to go to the gym to compete or help out with a workout or anything like that, when we get done lifting, I don't have to tell them, I got to go train someone else. I've got time in my day to invest in that. And that's been over the last probably about a year and a half now. That's been one of the biggest changes I've made. That's, I think, really good for my clients as well as my career too.
Nice. Yeah, that damn Mike James, he's good at basketball, boy. He's tough to officiate. I mean, you can literally call a foul every time he dribbled the ball.
100%.
100%. It's crazy, man.
Hey, yeah. Shoot. I'm trying to think who I would not want to officiate. Mike would be damn near impossible because he's blowing by someone and he's getting to the cup every time and he's putting his body on you. And it's like, by the letter of the rule, it might be a foul. I don't know. But then at the same time, it's like Mike, you can do that every play, bro. Like, what are we gonna put you at the free throw line on every single possession in this game? Like Mike James, 200 points off free throws in the pro, 198. So no, they're unbelievable players, man. And Mike specifically has done shit in open gyms I've never seen in my life. Like, I've never seen the move one time. Like, I grew up watching one mixtape tour, street ball and stuff like that. And he's just a creative player, just pressing buttons on his controller when he plays, man. It's insane.
Yeah, man. It's insane. It's crazy. It was not this past year, but the year before that, when him and Peyton got to go at it, and that game.
Oh my God!
I think Peyton scored 90 something, and he scored like 60 something. Man,
yeah, it was like 92. That was 68 or something.
That's the most extreme basketball I seen in front of my eyes, where you just let them play, man. Just let them play.
Facts. I'm over here coaching. That's why I got to complain to the refs. Man, what am I gonna do? In the way of some shit like that? Like, no, I'm gonna send my ass over here. I'm gonna be celebrating and complaining to the refs. Pop little shit to Sam. But no, I think that game specifically, like, I went back a couple months ago and watched the Ryan Slider. Shout out to SS Visual Works, the YouTube documentary of that.
Oh, does he? I ain't seen that. That's when I'll find that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And then he sent me too. I asked him for if he would just send me all the content he had a few months ago from it. So I'm gonna send all that stuff to you after the show. It's a good trip down memory lane.
I bet, man. Yeah, that was
but
amazing, man. I couldn't
That's one of my favorite basketball experiences of all time, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Yes. It's nice to see it. Since I've been reffing for so long, to see the kids, man, grow up, start from where they're as just a kid and to just grow up. I can't wait to see Mookie and Jackson at Oregon this year. Do you work with Jackson at all?
Oh, yeah. Yes. So I coached I coached the Clackamas High School 2 seasons and then Westland High School the last 2 seasons. So I coached Jackson his junior and senior year as a varsity assistant coach and a strength trainer at Westland.
Yeah.
And then I've also worked with him privately. That's a guy, you asked me who I work with, and I'm just thinking about Portland people because we're talking about the program earlier.
Yeah.
Jackson is probably the guy I've spent, besides Peyton, the most time with over the last 2 years. Ben Gregg's another one. He's from Clackamas High School. I coached as well at the University of Gonzaga. That's a little brother to me, though. I don't even view him as a client at this point. Like, I really just think of him as family. No, I'm really excited for them, man. Especially for Mookie and Jackson. I think I'm gonna go to a couple of games in Florida. They go play in Destin, Florida.
Okay.
But no, it's gonna be special, man. I think they're gonna have a big year. I hope that Data chooses to just go young and let some of those young boys rock.
Yeah.
And they got Kwame, KJ Evans is out there too. I'm a big fan of his game as well, so look out for him.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Actually, I'm gonna need to let's end this and come right back because it's gonna cut me off my time.
Yeah.
But I just need to come
no worries.
and do the closeout. So it should be the same link. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, bro, I'm coming right back. There you go. Cool. Yep, right on. So yeah, man, I just had one more question. Any future goals and plans for the Bounce by Brian? Any projects or directions you're excited about?
Absolutely. So I'm working on an app right now. It's going to be a subscription app. It's just basically all of my methods, all the information that I can package into one place, complete with workout programs specific to if you just want to jump higher, specific to if you want to improve your body to play at the highest level possible, if you want to gain strength, etc. Bunch of different programs, bunch of different resources, and that's going to be an app for the iPhone and Android that's coming out probably before the new year. And that's the biggest project that I've been working on for way too long now, man. It's a lot more work than I realized, like all things usually are. But that's something I'm really, really excited about. That's coming out soon. And I will absolutely hit you up to repost that for me and share it when that comes out. And I appreciate that in advance.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you coming through, man, and sharing your stories and insights, man. Where can the athletes or individuals interested in your training programs get in touch with you?
Absolutely. You can email me at bouncebybrian@gmail.com. My social media, primarily I'm on Instagram the most. It's bouncebybrian, all one word. I do have the TikToks, the same thing, if you're into TikTok. And then bouncebybrian.org if you want to go get some t-shirts and some merchandise. Appreciate you a ton for having me, man.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming, man. I like to tell my people out there, man, I encourage listeners to explore their passions, embrace innovation, and pursue your entrepreneurship in your own unique ways. Thanks for joining us at Explore the Power of Networking and find your inspiration by following me at Thorn City Podcast Guy for updates, behind-the-scenes content, and to join the conversation today. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show as we continue to highlight individuals, businesses, brands, and podcasters. Don't forget to subscribe at the Thorn City Podcast Guy YouTube channel. Follow at Thorn City Syndicate, the management team, and at GMP Podcast Group, the production team. Be sure to drop by www.thorncitysyndicate.com. Schedule your free strategy session. Thorn City Podcast Guy. Holla at your boy. Good shit, B, man. I appreciate you, man. That's good stuff, man.
I appreciate you a ton, man. I appreciate you a ton.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, it was
What power?
I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections, interviews, and discussions. Until next time,
I like your boy,
What man?
Thorn City Podcast guy. I'm out.
You remind me of a man.